You ever buy a cute little succulent and then totally forget you even own it until one day it's somehow still alive staring back like, hey man, I'm tougher than you think? Well, this video is for everyone who loves plants but maybe doesn't always do the whole watering thing on time. We're talking about the champions of survival, the succulents that don't throw attitude when you skip a week or 2 or 5. They thrive on sunshine, a little space, and honestly a whole lot of being left alone. These are the plants that can handle your vacations, your busy schedule, and even your oops I forgot moments. So if you want greenery in your home without adding another chore to your already packed life, stick around. Because we're counting down the top 10 succulents that laugh in the face of neglect and still look amazing doing it. Let's get into it. Baby toes is one of those succulents that seems almost designed for people who forget about their plants because it stores water in those chubby little leaves and can go weeks without a drink, which makes it perfect for busy plant owners who want something cool to look at without constant care. It loves bright light and sandy, well-draining soil, so place it near a sunny window and just water when the soil becomes completely dry, since too much water is the only thing that can bother this tough little survivor. This plant is native to harsh desert conditions, so it has evolved to handle strong sunlight and low moisture like a pro, and it even closes the tops of its leaves to protect itself from heat, which is a pretty smart move for a tiny plant. What makes baby toes extra fun is that it can surprise you with small daisy-like flowers when it feels happy, proving that even the most neglected plants can still show some love. Ghost plant is a laid-back succulent that honestly prefers when you leave it alone because its thick pale leaves store plenty of moisture, allowing it to survive long dry spells without any stress, so if you forget watering day, no problem at all. Give it bright light and well-draining soil and it will reward you with faster growth and those cool rosette shapes that can even change color slightly under strong sun, which makes it look like a different plant each season. In nature, it grows in rocky places with barely any water, which is why it can handle neglect and still look stylish while other plants would be throwing tantrums. The fun part is that if a leaf falls off, you can just drop it on the soil and it will grow a new plant almost like magic. So ghost plant is both tough and generous, making it perfect for beginners who want success without effort. Jewel leaf plant is a tough little beauty that can handle being ignored because it stores water in its leaves and keeps glowing even when you forget the watering can for weeks, making it great for people who love plants but get busy. It enjoys bright indirect light and well-draining soil, and as long as you let the soil dry out completely before watering again, it will stay happy and keep those shimmering leaves looking fresh. This plant naturally grows in dry, rocky areas where rain is rare, so surviving tough conditions is just part of its personality, and it will keep thriving even if you are not the most attentive plant parent. The coolest thing is that its sparkly textured leaves look high maintenance, but it is actually one of the easiest succulents to keep alive, proving that you can have style and low effort at the same time. Echeveria Black Prince is a dramatic-looking succulent that thrives even when you forget about it because its dark leaves store plenty of water, allowing it to stay healthy during long dry gaps without complaining. It prefers strong light and well-draining soil, and you only need to water when the soil has fully dried, which means less work and fewer things to remember for you. This plant comes from places where the sun is intense and rain is rare, so it is naturally built to survive neglect and still grow into a perfect rosette that looks like a tiny Gothic sculpture on your shelf. What makes it even cooler is that the color gets deeper and richer when it receives more sunlight, so the less you fuss, the more stunning it becomes, making it a perfect low-effort showstopper. Echeveria Gibbiflora is a big, bold succulent that can handle being forgotten because its thick, fleshy leaves hold onto water for long periods, so missing a few watering days is no big deal at all. It loves bright sunlight and well-draining soil, and if you let the soil fully dry before watering again, it will reward you with strong growth and beautiful wide rosettes that make a statement in any space. This plant evolved in dry environments where rain comes and goes, which is why it stays tough and keeps thriving even if you are busy or away from home for a while. The best part is that when it feels comfortable, it can shoot up tall flower stalks that look amazing, showing that even a neglected succulent can still put on a show. Lithops is one of the toughest succulents you can own because it barely needs water thanks to its unique ability to store moisture inside those pebble-like leaves, which lets it survive for months in dry conditions without any trouble. It grows best in bright light and very well-draining gritty soil, and you should only water when the soil is completely dry because too much water is the only thing that can harm this survival expert. In the wild, it lives in harsh deserts, blending in with rocks to avoid the strong sun and long droughts, so handling neglect in a home environment is easy for it. The coolest thing is that Lithops splits open to grow a new leaf pair and sometimes even blooms with a cute daisy-style flower, proving that even a plant that looks like a stone can still surprise you with life. Lithops Karasmontana is a master of surviving neglect because it stores water deep inside its stone-like leaves, allowing it to go for a very long time without a single drop while still staying healthy. It loves strong sunlight and gritty, well-draining soil, and you should only water when the soil has completely dried out, which usually means watering far less than most other houseplants. In nature, it survives in deserts by camouflaging itself among rocks to avoid heat and drought, so when you leave it alone at home, it actually feels right at home. The best part is that when it is ready to grow, it will split open to reveal fresh new leaves and sometimes even bloom with a tiny flower, proving that even a plant hiding as a rock can still show beauty. Haworthia Cooperi is a forgiving succulent that stays happy even when you forget to water it, because those plump translucent leaves are packed with stored moisture that keeps it going for weeks with zero attention. It prefers bright indirect light and well-draining soil, and as long as you wait for the soil to dry before watering again, it will stay fresh and healthy without making any drama. This plant naturally grows in tough, dry environments where water shows up rarely, so handling neglect indoors is an easy challenge that it wins every time. What makes it extra cool is the way light shines through its glassy leaf tips, almost like tiny windows, turning it into a low-effort but high-style plant that looks expensive without needing pampering. Haworthia Pygmaea is one of those quiet little succulents that can handle life without constant attention because its thick leaves store plenty of water, keeping it healthy even if you forget the watering routine for weeks. It likes bright but gentle light and well-draining soil, and as long as the soil is dry before you water again, it will continue looking cute and compact without any issues. In the wild, it grows in dry, rocky places where drought is normal, so surviving neglect in your home is an easy win for this tough plant. The best part is how its patterned leaves form a tight rosette that looks like a tiny piece of natural artwork, proving you can enjoy style and greenery even when you are not the most attentive plant parent. Fenestraria Aurantiaca, also known as baby toe's cousin, is built to survive neglect because it stores water deep inside those cylindrical leaves, letting it stay hydrated for weeks without you even thinking about it. It thrives in bright light and sandy, well-draining soil, and the golden rule is to only water when the soil is bone dry, which makes it perfect for forgetful owners or anyone who travels a lot. This plant comes from harsh desert areas where rainfall is rare, so tough conditions are part of its natural life, and it keeps growing strong even when most plants would give up. The coolest thing about it is the little window-like tips on top of the leaves that let light pass through, helping it photosynthesize while staying low to the ground, showing off how clever and resilient nature can be. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out these tough little succulents that can survive even when life gets busy and you forget the watering can. If you want plants that look great without adding stress, these guys are definitely the perfect match for you. So take a deep breath, enjoy the greenery, and let your succulents do what they do best, which is thrive on a little bit of neglect. Make sure to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below telling me which one you are adding to your collection next.